Hi, welcome to this lesson. So in this lesson, we are going to be installing Angular. So I am assuming that you know the basics of TypeScript, but if you don't, that's fine, because while we look at our examples, I will be talking you through what those TypeScript files are. But okay, you have to know JavaScript, because without at least a decent amount of knowledge of JavaScript, HTML and CSS, this course is going to be like Greek and Latin for you. So I assume that you know JavaScript, and if possible, it's great if you know TypeScript as well. Alright, so let's just get started with installing Angular in this lesson. Alright then, so I'm assuming that you already have a editor like Visual Studio Code. So I have Visual Studio Code in here, and this is what I'll be using. So if I open a new project or something like that right here, if I open a new window, then it would open up a new project for me, and that's more than enough for me. Okay, so I assume you have something like that as well. So there are a lot of editors out there, so you can go for any of those. That's completely up to you. Now, once you start up a new window in your Visual Studio Code, you have to click on terminal and then open a new terminal, or open the original terminal, whatever it might be. And actually, you know, with this, I wouldn't go with this exact thing, mainly because, you know, I generally go to the exact folder that I want my project to be created in. Alright, so in my case, this is the folder in which I want my project to be created in. So if I select that folder, what would happen is that folder is going to get opened up in my Visual Studio Code, and see, you're going to get that in your terminal as well. So that's great, because now we can actually install the things that we need installed. We can create a new project in here and everything. Alright, so if you know TypeScript already, you probably already know how to install it. So, and if not, then you can just come and do an installation. Now you could just locally install it for this exact folder, or you can do a global installation by giving -g like this, which indicates global, and TypeScript. Okay, so that's all you need to do. Of course, before you do this, you need to make sure that you have npm downloaded as well. Now again, to make sure that you have npm, I would recommend that you just search for npm and then download that. Okay, so go to Node.js, go to your Node.js website. Let me show you, one second. Alright, so just search for Node, and then you can go to nodejs.org and just go for the recommended for most users version and look for that, and you should have it. But if you've been working on web development projects for a long time, there is a high chance that you already have Node as well as npm installed. Now, Node is for the backend, but in our case, we're not going to use it for that. We are mainly going to use Node for npm. So if you just search for npm in Google, you're going to get this npmjs.com, which is the Node package manager. You're going to get a lot of packages in here, and Angular is one such package. The Angular CLI, which we'll be using to create our project, is one such package. So Angular is a framework, and one of the ways of installing that framework is through your Node package manager. And you can just go here and you can look for it. You can look for the installation instructions. So you can just come to your terminal and just type the instruction. Now, if you already have Node installed or npm installed, then just search for it in your terminal in any folder. It doesn't matter, because if you have Node installed, it would be a global installation by default. So you can just search for Node version. See, I have the 14th version, which is okay. Anything above 10 is okay. Or you can update, that's fine. Just download it again and it would be a updated version now. Okay, and then if you give npm, you'll also get the version of npm that has been installed in your system. I think mine is close to 6 or something of the sort. There you go, 6. Alright, so now that I've checked that npm and Node has been installed, I can just say npm install. Okay, so this is one of the main uses of npm. You can use this package manager to install everything you need, from TypeScript to everything. So if I press enter right now, it's not going to work out much for me, because I already have TypeScript installed. So it's probably just going to update it, but just press enter and you'll see what happens. Alright, so that's your npm. And similarly, you have to install your Angular as well. So there are a lot of installation instructions for that, but the easiest way of going about it is by using npm. So just go ahead, and now actually if you just come in here, you would notice that you have this right here, right? npm I and this. So you can just copy that. Right now I think it has been copied, and you can just come and paste it right here. That's it. But I actually like to go about things a different way. I like to do a global installation, so I add -g in here. So when I install it, it's going to be installed for every folder. So if I do just npm I, and you can only create Angular projects in this Angular 10 Angular folder. But if I do a global installation, I can create it in any folder, any drive, anything, and Angular would still work. And I and install are just the same things, just different ways of doing it. Okay, now if you press enter, it's going to take a little bit of time, but after a while you're going to have your Angular either installed or updated, right? Because this command that I just showed you installs the latest version. So if you want to get the latest command for the same, just go to npm.js and search for Angular CLI and get the latest command if there's any. Right now we are at version 13.2.0, right? So that's the version that has been updated. Now you can actually check the version if you go and do a ng version like this. You can easily check the version. That works as well. It's completely up to you, right? So if you already have Angular installed, and if you're installing it already, what happens in here is it would just update it. All right, so that's it. So download your Visual Studio Code, open up a terminal, and of course go ahead and open up a folder. So that folder comes up right here, and then make sure that you have your node and npm installed. If you already have it installed, check for the version. Otherwise, go to the website and install it, and then make sure that you have your Typescript installed globally. That's better. And then make sure that you have your Angular installed by using the command that I just showed you. Right? That's it. So that's it for this particular lesson. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.